Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to create on-demand backup jobs for Amazon EC2 instances. I will also show how to create backup plan to automate backup of Amazon EC2 instances, how to add resources to an existing backup plan using tags, and finally how to restore an EC2 instance from a previously taken backup. Since I don't have any EC2 instance currently in the system, first I will create an EC2 instance. So I select EC2 from AWS Management Console and then select Launch Instance. I will give a name to this instance. As I'm gonna use tags for taking backup, I will add more tags. So I select add additional tags and then click on add tag. For the key, I will use EC2, and for value, I will type backup. I will create an Ubuntu instance, so I'll select Ubuntu. The current version is 22.04 and it is free tier eligible. I scroll down, then I will create a new key pair and then give a name to this key pair. And click on create key pair. I'll save the key pair on my local drive. The key pair has been downloaded, and in the EC2 interface, the newly created key pair has been selected. I will keep all other settings as default, such as allow SSH traffic from anywhere, and then click on Launch Instance. The instance launch was successful. I go to EC2 once again and refresh this screen. I will wait a minute and then refresh this screen. I can see one instance is running. So the instance creation has been completed. Now I go back to AWS Backup. So in the search bar of AWS Management Console, I type in AWS Backup. Here on the left side under my account, there is dashboard, backup vaults, backup plan, jobs, settings, and so on. First, I will set the resource type that I want to take backup of. So from the settings under my account of AWS Backup menu, I select configure resources. I unselect all other options except EC2 and then click on confirm. So when I take backup, this EC2 will be included in the backup. Next, I'm going to create an on-demand backup. So I go to the dashboard of AWS Backup under my account and then select create on-demand backup. For the resource type, I will select EC2, and for the instance ID, I will select the instance that I just created. In my screen, there are two instance IDs. However, one of them has been terminated. To make sure, I will go to EC2 once again. There are two instances. One of them was terminated. The one that is running and I created a minute ago ends with 62F0 in instance ID. So I go back to AWS Backup, and from the dashboard, create on-demand backup again, select EC2 and select the instance that I created a minute ago. I will choose the option create a backup now, and when I click on launch on-demand backup, it will start the backup within 1 hour after I press the button. For the retention period, I will select 7 days or 1 week. Next, I'm going to create a new backup vault. So I click on create new backup vault. I will name this backup vault as web app -0000, and for the encryption key I will choose the default. I will also add tags to this backup vault, so I click on add a new tag, and for the key I type in EC2, and for value I type in backup, and then click on create backup vault. Any backup that is taken by using AWS Backup goes into one of the backup vaults. There is a default backup vault, but I am creating my own backup vault named web app 0000. For IAM role, I will keep the default role and then click on create on-demand backup. A new backup job has been created. This backup job is in progress, and this backup job includes the instance, which means when this backup job is complete, the instance will have a backup in the vault. When I clicked on create on-demand backup, the system automatically took me to the backup job list. I can always go back to backup jobs by selecting the jobs menu under AWS Backup. When the job is complete, I will see a backup under vaults. So I will wait for this backup to complete. I can also see previously completed backups. Under jobs, there is a restore job as well. And from here I can see previously completed restore jobs. I will refresh this backup job screen, and I can see that the backup has been completed. If I go to backup vaults and select my vault, then I can see a completed recovery point. I can recover or restore the EC2 instance from this recovery point. Instead of creating on-demand backup, I can also create a backup plan. So I go to the backup plans under AWS Backup and then select create backup plan. I will build a new plan and then give a name to this new backup plan. A backup plan needs some backup rules. I will create a new backup rule. Since I created a backup vault before, I will select that backup vault, and for backup frequency I will select daily. That means a backup will take place every day. Then for backup window, by default there is a backup window and it starts within 8 hours after 5 a.m. I'm going to create a customize backup window. So I select customize backup window. Before I set the time, I will check the current UTC time, and it is 2:29 p.m. So I will select a time that is close to this time. Let's say 2:35 p.m. and the backup should start within 1 hour. Next, I scroll down. The backup should be completed within 7 days. For transition to cold storage, I select never. And for retention period, I select 1 week or 7 days. For copy to destination, I leave the default. If you choose a different region, then it might incur some charges for traffic between regions. The backup will be saved in the same region where the EC2 instance is located. Then I scroll down and then click on Create Plan. The next step is to assign resources for this backup plan. I can add resources right here, or I can come back to these add resources from AWS Backup as well. I will show that. So I go to AWS Backup and select Backup Plans. Select my backup plan that I just created, and from here I can see resource assignment. I can also see the backup rule that I created. If I want to make changes, I can do from here. Anyway, I will assign resources for this backup plan. So I click on Assign Resources. I give a name to this resource. I'll keep the IAM role as the default role. I can include all resources that are enabled in the backup settings, or I can specify any specific resource type. For example, EC2 from here. I will include all resource type for now. I want to use the key value pair instead. So in the refine selection using tags area, I select the key as EC2 and for the value backup. And the key should be equal to backup. So condition for value would be equals. Then I click on Assign Resources. And I confirm by clicking on Continue. If I go back to the backup vaults and select my vault, I can see the previously taken backup under recovery points. This recovery point was created when I took on-demand backup. If I select this recovery point, in the backup summary area of this recovery point, I can see that the backup type is manual. For a recovery point that was created from a backup plan based backup, you will see the backup type as automated. Next, I'm gonna restore an EC2 instance from this backup. So before restoring, I will terminate my original EC2 instance. So I will go to EC2 and then look at the instances. Select my running instance and then terminate it. the instance is shutting down. Now if I restore an instance, then a new instance will be available under the instances and it will not have a name. So I go back to AWS Backup. Go to the backup vaults, select my vault, select previously taken backups recovery point ID, and then click on restore. It shows the specification of the instance that was taken a backup of. So I click on restore backup. A new restore job has been created and the restore is in progress. When the restore will be complete, the new restore job's status will change to completed. So I will wait a few minutes. I'll refresh this screen and the restore job ID status is showing completed. Anyway, I will go to EC2 instances and see if the EC2 is available in there. There are two instances, and the restored instance without a name is running and the old terminated instance is still showing here. It will go away after some time. So I can select the new instance and I can start using it. So I can say that the restore of the instance was successful. And I can see the new instance. It is running. Now I go to AWS Backup once again to see if any backup jobs get created automatically because of the backup plan. As you can see, a new backup job did start automatically and it came from the backup plan that I created earlier with the backup rule. The backup is running by itself. After the backup is complete, a restore point will be available under the backup vault. Currently, the backup vault doesn't have any recovery point as I deleted the previous recovery point. I have to wait for the backup to complete. The recently completed backup job was an automatically created job and it has a backup plan, my backup plan 0000, and a backup rule 0000. If I go to another job, for example the second one, it doesn't have any backup plan or backup rule, meaning it was not created from a backup plan. Before I finish, I will remove all the resources that I created as I am using the AWS Backup for the test purpose only. So I go to the instance, select the instance, and from the instance state, I select terminate instance and then terminate. I go back to EC2 dashboard and refresh. The instance is not running anymore. It is being terminated. There is a snapshot. The snapshots are managed by AWS Backup. It will go away automatically. If I look at instances, then I can see that both the instances were terminated. This one I created explicitly from EC2 dashboard, and this one came from the restore job that I performed earlier. Now I go to AWS Backup and from the backup vaults I can see that there is a recovery point in the vault. I will remove that recovery point. As well as I will remove the vault. Next, I go to the backup plans. Then I remove the resource assignment. Next, I will delete the backup plan. It will also delete the backup rules. And that is the end of this video. I hope the video was helpful. If you'd like to receive notifications on future videos, please make sure you have subscribed to my channel and set up notifications by tapping on the bell. Thank you for watching.